Hello and good evening, everyone. It's Ann Bernard, the master of first times. It's been a little while since I've done a class live on the 365 First channel. I apologize for that. I definitely plan on picking that good habit back up. Before I get into today's class, actually, I want to talk about Friday. This Friday, April 30th. If you're watching live right now, you're watching this week. I want to invite you to register for the Explore and Discover Health First event that is taking place on Friday, where I have created and brought together an incredible lineup of experts, presenters, speakers, authors, doctor to go through and explore some things that you can start doing for your health. I mean, many of them are going to be first times because there's still not a lot of people that are fasting or that are putting different things in place in order to get better night's sleep. We're going to talk about sleep. We're going to talk about fasting. We are going to talk about meditation, cold training, memory training, lots of great, again, it's a really incredible lineup. So I want to invite you to register. It is absolutely free. The aim is to expose you to the possibilities through what is called the Maximize Your Life Summit. So go check it out. I had Ryan on. We did a Maximize Your Life interview. There are more interviews coming up where I interview expert to talk about the benefits of first time in your experiences, to encourage you to attend the summit and explore and add first times in your experience in the different areas of your life, kicking off with your health. Because if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. It all starts with us, maximizing our level of energy, our thinking process, our moods, and the things that we're going to explore on Friday are things that can absolutely help and assist with all of that. So check out the 365 First Challenge website. Over on top, you'll see Summit Series. There's a drop down. Click on the first one, get started with the health first, and go ahead. That will take you to the Run the World platform so that you can register. So let me pull up the presentation here. So today, we're going to talk about comfort zones. We're going to talk about stepping out of your comfort zones and how to leverage first time in your experiences and the 365 First Challenge in order to do that. So let me share my screen. All right, so let's go in present mode, get all this set up. Such a cute picture, right? All right, so let's start out with a definition. What is a comfort zone? A comfort zone is a behavioral state within which a person operates in an anxiety neutral condition. That's why it's comfortable, because you don't have any anxiety, you don't have any fear, you don't have any concerns, you don't have any worries. It uses limited set of behaviors to deliver a steady level of performance, usually again without a sense of risk, but also for your brain. It doesn't have to learn anything. It doesn't it's very good to push your brain into learning in the uncomfortable so that you can do neuroplasticity, so that you wake it up, so that it has to pay attention and it has to create new neural pathways and release all the great chemicals to to be healthy and stay healthy. However, it's your brain also really likes being in comfort zones because it doesn't have to use a lot of energy to do what it knows. So that's why comfort zones are so dang comfortable, because while it's really great for our brain to expose it to novelty and to keep learning, to keep having new experiences, it also just enjoys saving energy. But we don't live in a time in our lives where we have to save energy. There's plenty of energy sources, there's plenty of food. You can safely have sleep, and you can support in your brain getting all of everything that it needs to operate at the highest level, so that it doesn't require staying in the comfort zones to do that. But we'll touch a little bit on more on that. So, a lot you've probably heard the saying, because a lot of people like to say, right? So, life begins outside your comfort zones. Well, that is a true statement. It's not a complete statement, because there are benefits to comfort zones. Like I mentioned, your brain likes comfort zone because it preserves energy. And when you don't have to exert yourself because you aren't being challenged, you aren't being threatened any kind of way, you can operate, you can get more done, right? And quite often you're doing those things on autopilot, but there are certain things in your life that really you can maximize getting more done if you're in that state of operating where you can be on autopilot, where you can get a lot done without expanding a lot of energy, because there are no risks, there's no stress, not any undue stress. So you don't want to remove all the comfort zones in your life. Some of them are very beneficial, and then certain environments, which are part of your comfort zone, are also beneficial to your productivity. So we'll get into why you want to step out of your comfort zone, but just understand that there are also some benefits. Also, your comfort zone is probably where you feel comfortable being yourself. And it's good to be in a place where you feel comfortable being yourself, because that allows you to open up, it allows you to be vulnerable, allows you to see yourself in a positive light, and it's easier that way to adapt to other people coming into your comfort zone. So instead of you stepping out of your comfort zone to meet people where you're off kilter, if people come into your comfort zone and meet you there, you're going to feel more comfortable, more at ease. So if you find if your comfort zones is a place where you can be yourself more, once again, then it is a positive thing to look at those comfort zone in the right light. Speaking of light, the sun has gone behind the clouds. So hopefully that makes sense for you all, understanding that there are some benefits to comfort zones. Now, there's obviously some tremendous drawbacks as well to having comfort zones. And that is what, when people say life begins outside your comfort zone, that's what they're focusing on. Because in your comfort zone is also the place where you can become extremely complacent, because you are working on autopilot, which is saving you energy. It's also keeping you from growing and from learning and being challenged, because you are staying safely in that zone. So it's important to understand, and we're going to get more into that, but it's important to understand if you are in a situation where the situation is comfortable and maximizing your productivity and output, or where a situation is comfortable and it's making you complacent and stagnant. And okay, so Comfort zones can also take the pleasure out of life because it is when we are exposed to new things that we release dopamine. And dopamine is that chemical in our brain, that neurotransmitter that makes us feel really good. So if you stay within the comfort zone and you're not releasing dopamine, and you're not growing and you're not learning and not challenging yourself, then you can kind of end up being depressed and demotivated, find yourself in a rut and very uninspired by life, by the things that you do, by the people you find yourself around. So you have to take an assessment of your life to understand your multiple comfort zones we're going to talk about, and then where you want to start stepping out of your comfort zone and use first time in your experience to do that. So there are four different types or of comfort zone, in that there are four different kind of areas of buckets to your life where we find ourselves establishing a comfort zone. So there's our professional lives, our professional environment, and the people that we interact with at work. So depending on what you're or at home these days, but depending on what your duties are, what your job is, your level of responsibility, your level of interactions with the coworkers, you've created certain comfort zones around that. So if you're not the type to volunteer to lead a project, so that would be stepping out of your comfort zone. You're not the type to do that. You keep to yourself. You don't go out to eat. Again, let's let's go into a normal situation that we're going to return to, but you don't go out to eat with your coworkers because that's not your comfort your that's stepping out. That would be uncomfortable for you to do that. You don't socialize with your coworkers, or you don't. So there again, who you are and how you are at work, you have created comfort zones around your professional identity, your professional life, your professional behavior is based in comfort zone. Some of them support your productivity, some of them support your professionalism. I, so they need to stay, but some might be hindering your growth, might make you stagnant. You might find your job boring because you're afraid to ask for more responsibility, because you're afraid to step out, and not know, step into asking more for more responsibility, and find yourself not being able or capable of doing something. So we'll get more into it as we get into that circle. So you have comfort zone in your personal life. So again, your ties a little bit to your relationship, but your personal life is it's your home environment. It's what you choose to do with your free time. It's again, what do you read? What do you learn? What do you do on the weekends, at night? Is it always constantly the same? Who are you comfortable interacting with? Ties into, you have relationship comfort zones, which step into your professional and personal comfort zone as well. And then your environment. What I mean by that. So if you're a city person, you don't step into the country, you don't step into the woods. That makes you uncomfortable. Or if you're the opposite, if you're a very rural living type of person, that is your environment, and that's where you're comfortable, and you don't step out of that because it might raise your anxiety to be in the city because of the traffic. That's stepping outside your comfort zone, so you avoid doing that. So yeah, your environment is also your home, and so you might not feel comfortable leaving your home. You might not feel comfortable having certain people over to your home. So what you need to understand, what are your comfort zones within those four different categories. So you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to think about this. You're gonna have to explore your worlds. So, like we mentioned, in your comfort zone, there's no growth and there's no learning. Doesn't mean some comfort zone do serve you. So you don't need to push all of your comfort zones, but you do want to step outside and stretch certain areas so that you continue to grow, you continue to change, you continue to improve, and you continue to experience more of what life has to offer. So within your comfort zone, there's no first time, there's no new experiences. So the yellow zone of the circle is where you start pushing your comfort zone. So it's uncomfortable, but doable. So that's where you start exploring different options. When you start, you start taking steps that leads you outside of the norm of where you feel comfortable. You might feel a little bit of anxiety, a little concern, but hopefully you feel more excitement. And again, you're tapping into that dopamine. So you want to be looking forward to what stepping out of that comfort zone means to you, how it's going to reward you, how you're going to grow, how you're going to learn, what you might discover, the new people you might meet. So you're having those first times, you're having new experiences, and you're exploring whether or not that comfort zone is serving you, or if you're better off stretching it a little bit. So professionally, that might be taking an extra task or responsibility that before within your comfort zone you wouldn't have done. So then you have to learn some new things and you have to interact maybe with a different department in your company, right? So that's stepping outside your comfort zone, and it's probably going to pay off professionally towards a promotion or towards other opportunities. In your relationships, might actually mean letting go of certain relationship, right? So your comfort zone might actually be tolerating people that don't support you, that don't, give you what you need, and are toxic in your life. So stepping out of your comfort zone is letting them know that they're no longer welcome in your life. So that's an example of stepping out of your comfort zone in a relationship. Personal comfort zone, that that opens up definitely that world of first times and your experiences, right? And making your list of all the things that you've always wanted and never done because they make you uncomfortable. So if you have certain fears that you want to start addressing and facing, if there are certain maybe you have anxiety around going to certain places, but you're going to step out there and you're going to do it, you're going to try it. And then in your environment, again, it might mean stepping into new places, and maybe your comfort zone is to stay at home when it's nice and quiet. Again, at some point, right now it's advisable to avoid crowds, but at some point, you know, if you're uncomfortable in crowds, you might want to start going to certain events where there are more people to again, to step outside your comfort zone and to see what value there is in putting yourself in those type of environments. Now, what you don't want to do is end up in the red zone. The red zone is where you start feeling anxiety and fear that is disabling you. Like you just can't cope, you can't deal, and it's stressing you out to the max. You don't want to take those massive huge leap to feeling that way. You want to process slowly out of your comfort zones. So hopefully this made a lot of sense for y'all. Okay, so Here are here's the steps, a recap of what I talked about. So, what I recommend doing is grabbing a piece of paper and drawing this out. So one of the things that I teach in the Maximize Your Life program is digging deeper into each one of these things. So if you're interested in doing that kind of work with me, just leave a message, email me, contact me, and we'll do that. So, but you want to grab a piece of paper and you want to kind of draw this circle out. You have your 4 categories. And then, so you always want to know, you want to explore the comfort zone. Okay, so which area of my life is this comfort zone? Is it a work, relationship, environment, personal, right? So identify it. Identify a comfort zone, and now and be clear about what's keeping you inside the comfort zone. Why do you not want to step outside of it? The clarity of what's keeping you there is going to help you understand, hmm, that's not a valid enough reason to stay within this comfort zone. Or you might be like, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good reason to not step out of my comfort zone. So then let me go to the third point, which is, why do you want to leave that comfort zone? So you know why you want to stay there. And if it's just because you want to avoid feeling uncomfortable and a little bit of anxiety, that's not a valid reason. Why do you want to leave? That ties back to, are you in a rut? Are you looking for more excitement? Are you stagnant? Are you complacent? Do you realize that there's more to life? There's more to who you are. There's more to what you have to offer the world. There's more to what you can accomplish. There's more to what you do. But the only way you reach that is you have to overcome the certain comfort zone. So that's the powerful why. There's more to life. There's more to who you are. There's more to what you can accomplish. There's more to what you do. So I want to step out of the comfort zone. So how's this comfort zone hindering your progress, right? So think about all the different ways that staying put, not venturing out, not trying new things, not exploring, not volunteering, at work, or volunteering in your community, whatever it is, how is that hindering your progress? How is it keeping you from meeting new people? How is it keeping you from reaching your potential? How is it keeping you, on your relationship, your personal side? How is it keeping you from meeting someone who could be a significant other, right? How is it hindering your progress? How will you learn and grow by stepping out of this comfort zone? What do you envision stepping out of that particular comfort zone will do for you? How will it empower you? How will it serve you? How will it impact, shape, and change your life? What are this comfort and hesitation that you have about stepping out of the comfort zone? Like, identify, right? What are your concerns? What are your worries? Why have you been staying within that comfort zone? Why do you keep saying no to certain things? Answer those questions for yourself so you have a very clear understanding. Then start coming up with a plan. What are the steps that you can start taking? What are the first times that you can align with stepping out that are going to release that dopamine, that are going to make you feel good, that are going to make you proud of yourself, that are going to help you develop your confidence? What are those steps that you can take? And then be clear about, when are you going to know that you've entered your extreme discomfort zone, right? So what does it look like where now you start panicking? It's too much stress and too much anxiety. What does that look like? And then, instead of being like a turtle and going back into your shell, where do you have to step back to so that you can get your grounding and your footing back, and then go back to all of these questions that you answered for yourself, to tap into understanding the reason why. What was your motivation? What was your inspiration? Re-tap into that. And then without going into the extreme discomfort zone, go back and step out of it again. All right. So that covers comfort zones and how you can use first time and new experiences to do that. Make your list of first time and new experience around the comfort zone. And then if you need help and assistance, like I said, leave a comment, let me know. But find people that are going to support you and encourage you. Join the community, join the 365 First Challenge community of people who know what it's like to always step out of their comfort zone, who have come to enjoy the process because of the dopamine and the rewards that they get. And they might be able to help you and join you, or you have friends and family that you're close to. Just be careful in letting them know everything. Make sure that they're trusted supporter that will encourage you on your journey. But ideally, someone you can share all this information with, but make sure that you have all this information for yourself and you have clarity around it. Okay, so if you can leave comments here on the video, or you can check out on Facebook, look up 365 First and 365 First Challenge to find me there. But the best place to connect is either YouTube or also on Instagram, where you can look up 365 First on Instagram. Let's connect there as well. Like I said, you are invited for free to come and check out the Explore and Discover Health First. So there might be certain comfort zones. Maybe like meditation or cold training or breath work. You have comfort zones around that, where stepping into a meditation practice is stepping out of your comfort zone. Certainly taking a cold shower, getting into an ice bath. Man, that's me stepping out of my comfort zone to do that. I still have not even done an ice bath, but come check it out. Come check out the event to find out what the benefits are, why it's so important for your health to do those things. And then you'll have the encouragement to start those practices, have those first time, have those new experiences, and step out of your comfort zones. All right. So I think in a couple of weeks, I forget now. Let me look it up really quick, see if I can find it. I have there's another event, it's another live. Oh, but speaking of, yeah, so we're going to talk about becoming more open-minded with first time and new experiences in a couple of weeks, but also, I forgot what it was. Oh, the Explore and Discover Health First will be streamed live on the channel. So I invite you to go and register, because if you're registered and you join us on Run the World, the event is live. So you can ask the presenters and the speakers and the expert questions, or you can also check into the channel and watch. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will be seeing you in the next